There goes Muss from K102. He's the Savage Beast at the Savage Feast. Coming up next on the stage, Lolita and her friend Tangeray, and I'm Muss. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings Savage. This is a segment we started way back at Buffalo Wild Wings Wherever.
1992.
Yep, called IHoP in honor of Paul. IHoP in honor of Paul. So far, with a month and change to go in the season, didn't get that International House of Pancakes endorsement.
Yeah, we tried.
We were looking for Pigs in a Blanket Radio, has not transpired.
Bacon.
But nevertheless, we continue to bring the bacon with the IHoP because it means in honor of Paul, as in Paul Charchian, the fantasy identity of this radio show for a decade and a half on the Friday Football Feast. So what we do is with IHoP, we go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Then we come right back like in snake fashion. Normal fantasy stuff, 6 points for touchdowns, 4 for passing touchdowns, receiving or running 6, and so on. And we score it. Now, there has been no dangling carrot or anything at the end of this metaphorical rainbow. We just kind of did it in honor of Paul in IHOP-like fashion. Here are the scores into this week. I have 54 points. Alec Lewis is surging on the outside with giant strides.
Ridiculous.
As he circumnavigates the field, and he has 52. Nordo still with a puncher's chance with 40.
Yeah.
So it's relatively tightly contested as we head into our tight end selections this week. The only rule really is that you can't use the same guy twice. The one bringing up the proverbial rear is Nordo. And who is your tight end this week and why?
Well, I'm going to go. The last time we all kind of had a scoring feast, I believe, was the last time we picked tight ends.
It was a scoregami.
And I had Ferguson from Dallas.
Yep.
And you had the guy I'm going to select, Trey McBride, who's had 7 TDs in his last 7 games.
Ooh.
Season super disease. They don't know what's going on with Kyler, Marvin Harrison Jr., not living maybe up to expectations. Maybe that's a QB conversation. Trey McBride has finally followed through on what we were looking for him a year ago. He's got all these targets. He's got all these catches. I think he had like 1 TD last year. He's finding his way into the end zone. He's the only sure thing, it feels like, on that Cards offense right now. So I'm going to take Trey McBride, 7 TDs in his last 7.
Like it.
And hopefully we can bump this thing up a notch and I can stop losing to the beat writer.
He's such a good player, Trey McBride.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He got an extension, I think, but if had he not, believe he was going to be a free agent this offseason, would have been a guy who my eye would have been on because I know Kevin O'Connell has a ton of respect for him. So
it's crazy though at the position at large, like Jackson Smith and Jigba, who completely, I mean, that was the curse right there, is picking a wide receiver going against my favorite team last week. But all the names, and there are highlight wide receivers each and every year. Malik Neighbors is going to get healthy, and he'll be back in the mix next year. Jets and Jamar Chase. But the tight end spot, man, I mean, it's just like it's gone from fat guy that can block and potentially catch a 5-yard out to this guy changes games. He changes offenses, changes the entire frame of franchises. McBride's one of those guys, and Bowers, and really a handful of others.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked last week in that Seahawks game. The A.J. Barner dude, like I actually really like that guy.
Yeah.
4th-round pick.
He's fast.
I thought he was a really good player. So yeah, the tight end position is huge, and it's kind of interesting too. Like as much as it has transitioned to the pass catching guy, the big blocking types are kind of in vogue as well. So I mean, the position's fascinating. It's a hybrid spot in a league that is becoming more hybrid than ever. So McBride's a good pick. That's a good one. That's chalk. That's
You're not here to analyze everybody else's picks. You're here to make a pick and try to run me down. So who's your pick?
Yeah, I appreciate the affirmation.
Yeah. Not being nervous that you're going on trial at 11 o'clock.
I got your approval. Thank you.
I'm taking Mark Andrews.
Okay.
He just got an extension.
Yeah. That means he's fat and happy and he'll have no catches.
New money's going to weigh him down.
No, you're right. You should. No, when he scores 3
Why does Mark
touchdowns.
Andrews have pockets on his pants?
Mark Andrews against the Steelers defense that just does not impress me. The Steelers linebackers are slowish. Their defense isn't very good. Mike Tomlin, there's a lot of noise around Mike Tomlin out in Pittsburgh. And the Ravens offense has been in a weird spot. They haven't been great. Lamar doesn't really look right.
No, he doesn't.
But I'm just, it was for me kind of picking between Mark Andrews and a guy in Isaiah Likely, who I kind of hope is in a Vikings jersey next year.
Jeez.
So yeah, Mark Andrews would be my pick right here, right now.
Well, that mind just never stops, does it?
Never.
Well, right. Hold on, though. I mean, if Isaiah Likely's in a Vikings uniform, or would you like to tell us who's leaving?
No, it's not time.
It's not on trial.
I'll send you over,
but it's not time.
I'll send you over thecap.com, and I'll let you go look on the right side and look at the tight end who's starting for this team, see what the cap hit is, and I'll let you sort through all that.
And Merry Christmas, everybody. All right. So we have Trey McBride.
Yes.
Damn, that's a nice pick. We have Mark Andrews, and
is that a nice pick?
I'm going to select a tight end for the Buffalo Bills named Dalton Kincaid.
Oh.
And here's why. They play Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Bengals have allowed 13 tight end touchdowns this year. That's almost twice as many as anybody else in the NFL. When you go against the Bengals defense, tight ends have caught 86 passes for 1,121 yards and 13 touchdowns. Right behind that, Jacksonville, that's who Indy plays, almost took Ty Warren, 84, 831, and 7. So that's IHOP in honor of Paul, as in Paulie Wally Charchium.
Well, hold on, though. What does Alec think about that pick?
Yeah,
Dalton Kincaid is good. I just don't know if he's healthy.
Hey,
but anyway,
what? Is he like questionable or something? Is he really?
He might be out. I don't know.
He might be out. Like I said, I'm taking Dawson Knox. Okay, we're making a pick change here.
Isn't that the former Gophers hoopster?
I have no idea.
How is Brevin Spanford?
I'm taking Dawson Knox.
He had a couple of nice plays
Dalton
last
Kincaid
night,
plays and has a touchdown. Holy cow, you snot-nosed kids.
Sky the Maw, row the boat, go.
First and foremost, because now we have a charitable benefactor with us. So, I mean, it matters to win. With Alec and or Nordo, 2/3 of the Friday Football Feast. Do you guys approve of me changing my pick?
To Dawson Knox?
Well, to anybody.
Oh.
You want to go Josh Oliver?
Well, here's the deal.
Just do you approve of me changing my pick?
Since there's a charity potentially and people can benefit from this now, I 100% approve of you changing your pick.
I'm changing to Ty Warren. All right?
Okay.
Great.
So I'm going to go to, he has four this year. Big deal. Hasn't done anything in a month.
You didn't want to go Hawkinson?
Well, I mean, TJ has 2 touchdowns in his last 25 regular season games.
Yeah.
So
right?
I'm probably going to skip that one, and I love TJ. All right, IHOP in honor of Paul, tight ends. The leader, Ty Warren. The one right behind him, Alec Lewis, Mark Andrews, Nordo right behind us, Trey McBride. And that leads us to welcoming in the person all the way to the right, somebody we've known for a while through Fantasy Football Weekly, the Saturday radio show. Can we get a witness and a raucous round of applause for Scott Fish, ladies and gentlemen? Scott Fish joins us 9 to noon. Scott, what's going on, brother?
Hello, and good morning.
What's the best way to describe professionally what you do?
I don't know that there's a best way. I do a lot of stuff. I'm a fantasy football analyst, but many years ago I decided to add a charitable element to everything I do, and so I founded a charity in the fantasy space.
Okay.
And made that a part of basically everything I do. I run charity tournaments. I do lots of analysis on lots of different stations.
All right, and Scott can be found via the X machine at ScottFish24.
Yep.
At ScottFish24. Please follow him via X for myriad reasons, but Scott approached me this week, and subsequently, if he approaches me, he approaches us because the Friday Football Feast trio is a team. And he said that he would like to add a charitable tie to the IHOP segment in honor of Paul. And Scott's worked with Paul for many, many years. So from there, we now each have attached a charity to our selections. And we're going to take this through the end of the year. I have 54 points, Alec 52, Nordo 40. So what led you to doing that, Scott? And like what is the why do you do things like this?
So in 2014, I had a heart attack, and it changed the way I looked at everything in the world. I realized I needed to do good with my platform. I needed to do everything I do to have purpose.
Amen.
I needed to be a good role model, be a good leader, And I added a charitable element to everything I do, and I started a charity called Fantasy Cares. And what we do is basically try to inspire people to do good with this hobby of ours, do good with fantasy football. I used to tag every show, and for people, tagging means at the end of the show, this is where you can find me, this is, those kind of things. I used to tag every show with, if you're in a fantasy league, consider giving one of your entry fees to charity. Your league won't miss it. There's 100,000 fantasy leagues, and if all of them gave one entry fee to charity, we could do a ton of good out there.
Yeah.
And so
you mean if we're in a 12-teamer,
yeah,
let's just get together with, say it's $50 for the season.
Yep.
And that goes to Fantasy Cares and subsequently to
or to any charity. We don't care. We just want to inspire you to do good. We don't care where it goes.
Think about how that adds up.
Think about doing
that's
good.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Smart.
No, that's incredible.
Hey, Scott Fish and Fantasy Cares. How about that, man? And for being with us now a decade and change later after that heart attack. Okay, so where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Like Fantasy Cares, what are you doing to benefit others? We will share our charities here shortly.
Sure.
But, is this just for the winner of IHoP or all three teams?
No, it's $50 per point that you guys score.
Whoa.
Sweet.
$50 per point, and we're backdating it to all the points you've scored this year. So at the end of the year, we'll take how many points you scored, multiply that by 50, and donate to the charities of your choice.
That's awesome.
Well, my Mankato math is adding up here, and that's an unbelievable gift to these charities.
But the fantasy community has really banded together behind this charity. We have won bunches of awards. We buy over $100,000 of toys for Toys for Tots every year. I bought $19,000 worth of toys this morning.
Wow.
Working with the Marines, buying toys for Tots.
So
we have lots of money to be able to do good with it.
We're at $7,300 right now.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Well,
I need to stop picking bad players then.
no,
that's the moral of this thing.
Outside of the number 27 pick, I mean, you've been trying hard every single week, as have we. But now, that's just terrific. $7,300 as of now, and we have 5 weeks of this left.
Yeah.
So I'll start, and hopefully these charities work out okay with the requirements and everything.
Yeah, they're fine.
But Chris Finch, coach of the Timberwolves, joins 9 to noon weekly. And when I first met Finchy at the State Fair 5 years ago or something, very first time we met him, Nordo and I, we both are about the same age. We're both from the East Coast. We both love the NBA. And we hit it off really, really well. And he's like, I'll come on your radio show every single week. And I'm like, what do you need? And he said, nothing. No cash, nothing like that, which is, okay, cool, man. But then after talking to him more, he's like, well, I'm on the board of Second Harvest Heartland. So when Finchy joins weekly, it's courtesy of Second Harvest Heartland and 2harvest.org. So I'm gonna in honor of Finchy on a Finchy Friday, I'm gonna make my charity Second Harvest Heartland.
Awesome.
Is that cool?
It's awesome.
Okay.
We donated $2,000 to them just a couple months ago.
Wow.
Definitely support that.
What about you, the con?
Well, similarly, it's actually a similar type of entity. Feed My Starving Children in Chanhassen is a spot that
love that place.
Multiple times a year, I take my kids there. It's really important to me that my kids kind of see the value of work as it pertains to the finished product. And it's a great spot, easy for the kids to help and have an absolute blast while doing so. So I've just been a big supporter of Feed My Starving Children and that organization for a number of years. That's going to be the charity that I'm battling for, and Trey McBride is going to help out this week.
Yeah, that's nice. I love that place. It's Chanhassen, like you said. Norda lives in Chaska, Meade, and Prairie. And I'm sure you've done this with your kids multiple times.
Yeah.
Going to the facility and filling the bags and the buckets and packing the food over 2 hours. I mean, that is an unbelievably cool endeavor for younger kids.
My kids have been there as well.
And it's like a backpack adventure for the kids. It helps a lot of people, but it's not only something to do, it's for good, and it's fun to do.
No, they have fun. And in the end, the ability to donate money if you can that's tremendous. And the money goes specifically. That's the key here, unlike some organizations. The money will actually go to the finished product, which is food for kids. But I think sometimes if you're able to put that work in, a little sweat equity, there's some music playing, the kids sing songs and have fun. I think it's awesome. So this is a super cool hook, Mr. Fish. I just appreciate you being part of this.
What about
this
you, Alan?
So awesome.
Yeah,
Are you going with the Keep the Athletic Alive Fund? I'm just kidding.
That's absurd.
You've taken 5 shots at me today. It's the least I can do.
No, it's okay. John Krasinski and Michael Russo are keeping the Athletic alive. My charity, because we do the Friday Football Feast and it has the Vikings bent to it, I'm going to go with the Kyrie Jackson Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
So his parents, Raymond and Ebony, spent a lot of time with them last year.
Nice job,
definitely before the playoffs, and they've started a foundation in his name.
You wrote some awesome pieces
To support, they
Yeah.
started a foundation to support funding scholarships for young kids, football camps, stuff like that in kind of the Baltimore area. So just that family and spending time with them and knowing what they've gone through and how much they want to use what he stood for to give back. For me, that's the spot I will go. So the Kyrie Jackson Foundation, they are great. They are
Wonderful.
They are great people, and obviously have been through a lot.
And by the way, the website helping us in benefactor-like fashion, led by Scott Fish, fantasycares.org. Fantasycares.org. Bookmark it, learn more about it. If you're so inclined, give to help others, and you can learn a lot more about what they do, fantasycares.org.
One thing we routinely do at fantasycares.org is the way we raise money is through campaigns.
Yeah.
So when you donate to us, you potentially get something out of it. Right now, one of our campaigns going is 25 days, 25 jerseys. So if you donate $25 to that campaign, we draw for a signed jersey every single day in December, and you have a chance at winning a jersey with your $25
that's
donation.
awesome. If I donate $25, can you just help me with my fantasy team? Is there
I could probably
is there an aspect of that for $100? Can you tell me why my team is just absolute trash?
I could probably do that too.
Okay,
I
perfect.
think you're good this week with McBride, though. He's my top ranked guy this week.
No, that's sweet. Fantasycares.org.
Great stuff. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Now, as part of this, I mean, this sounds like a full-time venture in itself. In the end, you still are analyzing
Right.
fantasy. I mean, when do you sleep, my brother?
Barely. I work a lot.
So in terms of, let's do this from a fantasy standpoint since we have you. So
tight ends this weekend.
fantasycares.org. That's kind of where I was going with this, is from a fantasy standpoint, specifically with tight ends. You knew who we selected.
Yeah.
And of course, one game in the books already from last night. But what are you looking at maybe at the tight end position this weekend for those that, are like me? I think it's Jawan Johnson of the Saints I'm having to roll with. Cause
No wonder your team is doing well.
because Kittle's on a bye week.
No, he's about ready to win that Sharks League, man.
But but what are we looking at from the tight end spot this weekend?
Yeah, well, with your pick, your 3 picks were great, by the way. All 3 of those players are in the top 6 in my rankings this week. If you're looking for something a little bit deeper, I think Darren Waller could end up being a league winner. He's only played 5 games.
Kind of wondered about him.
He just came back too, right?
Yeah, he just came back last week. He's got, in those 5 games, he's got 5 end zone targets, 4 touchdowns, 15% target share. And in those 5 games, Tua's only thrown it into the end zone 8 times. 5 of them were to Waller. So when they get down there, it's Waller time. The other one that it might be a little deeper, might be on your waiver wire. Brenton Strange has top 5 matchups every week for the next 4 weeks.
I could have taken him.
Yeah,
Jags, dude.
Really good matchup against the Colts, and he actually gets the Colts twice. Your championship game in Week 17 and this week.
What happened to Johnny Munt? I thought he was going from the league's best 3rd tight end to the league's best 2nd tight end in Jacksonville.
I think Johnny Munt will always be the league's number 3 best tight end. That's just what I like Johnny Munt, and I think this team could use Johnny Munt. But Brenton Strange has been good for the Jags, and the Jags offense since they acquired Jacoby Myers has kind of transformed. So
yeah, Strange scored last week. The week before he had 90 plus yards. He didn't score, but there was a play where Trevor Lawrence rolled out and he hit Parker Washington in the back of the end zone. Strange was right in front of him. He could have hit him for a touchdown there.
Scott, anything else we need to know before we say goodbye?
Can I give one more deep tight end?
Of course.
Gunnar Helm for the Tennessee Titans.
That's like that Gophers rookie tight end who played for Seattle, who wasn't on my game calling depth chart, and he came in, and I'm like, who knew?
Yeah, and this guy's kind of going under the radar. He has 19 targets in the last 3 games. What? He doesn't have a ton of yards, but those will come. He's getting the volume. He's getting tons of looks from Cam Ward.
Yeah.
And this week with that Browns defense, with that pass rush, they might have to throw short a lot to him.
I am not tit for tat guy, but on behalf of the Friday Football Feast, we just donated $500 to fantasycares.org.
Thank you so much.
It's the least we can do for you thinking of us, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And so this 10K or whatever that Feed My Starving Children, Second Harvest Heartland, and the Kyrie Jackson Foundation are going to get. Covenant claps. Give it up for him, man.
Thank you.
That's what the feast is, the philanthropic feast. Scott Fish. Scott Fish 24 via X. FantasyCares.org. Vikes Bites are next on KFAN. Executing the toil from the crowd. What's going on, everybody? 4-8 Radio has come to the crowd. Hold on here. What's your name and where are you from?
Eden Prairie.
You don't want to say your name?
Oh, I'm Hannah.
What's it like being a Vikings cheerleader?
Best job in the world.
Hey, for the Vikings cheerleaders. How about that? Best job in the world. And I'm not going to argue. So here's what we do. Vikes Bites comes to the crowd when we're at Buffalo Wild Wings Grill and Bar. And today we are at Buffalo Wild Wings Savage. I have some Vikes Bites related questions for Alec and or Nordo. But if anybody has a Vikings question that you would like to pose to Mad Producer or Alec Lewis, put your hand up and fire any question you want, and I'll come over there and find you. By the way, each and every weekday, Vikes Bites provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed
Beef. Oh, wait. My man here did it. Do it again. Provided by who?
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed
Beef.
Yeah,
yes.
Terrific. Clearwater, Minnesota's finest beef.
Okay.
Regenerative agriculture. It's all good. Thousand Hills style with Vikes Bites.
Okay, if you got a question, put your hand up. The announcer will come find you. We're going to begin Vikes Bites like this. Alec and or Nordo with Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels going full in practice yesterday. And I still personally think it's quite dicey that he's going to play, but he went full in practice yesterday. If Jaden Daniels off this layoff does play, how will it impact the game? And good morning.
Well, I'm curious because, good morning, the limitations of his running in 2025, certainly a step back in the games that he has played versus what we saw a year ago. Do they really want to risk him if he's just cleared for contact with that elbow to put him out there? I think it's insane if they do, but the kid wants to play, and somebody's got to step in and stop him, frankly. But all the same, if he does go, if you look statistically, Alec, for the most part, you're seeing a similar completion percentage. You're seeing yards per attempt. I actually think Mariota has done a pretty good job in terms of trying to emulate the best he could what they want to accomplish offensively with Washington. He just makes a ton of mistakes and gives the ball away. I think you're going to see if Jaden Daniels plays a guy that's a little more judicious and smart with the football. And the athleticism clearly is different, although Mariota likes to run. He certainly is a step up in class. To what degree, still kind of, again, based on that injury, how much do they let him let it loose? But it's certainly a guy that's going to turn the ball over less, and I think he can make some throws that Mariota could only dream of.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, but I think he's going to play. I really do. And he is, to your point, he's a better decision maker. He's more accurate. He plays in rhythm better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do kind of a two package type deal where Mariota's in for some quarterback run game in the red zone. This is a very creative Washington offense, so it's gonna push Brian Flores' unit to be really good on Sunday. I believe that regardless of who's playing the position, and then I expect it to be Jaden.
I mean, did they have to kind of handcuff him in the pocket though? I mean, given the elbow bit, or if he's cleared for, I mean, again, that's part of the conversation that leads into him being cleared is how are they going to let him be himself in that spot?
Great question.
And we have KFAN shirts for those who ask questions. And first is going to be, what's your name? Where are you from?
Wayne from Savage.
All right, got your shirt, brother. What's the question?
If JJ is not the answer, what are we going to do?
If we're going to let Nordo answer that one, simply because that's part of the that case is going to be tried.
Yeah,
about 20 minutes from now,
it will be.
That's all we can say. Take it where you want, Pecan.
Yeah, Alec Lewis has an answer for you, and you're going to get that during the 11 a.m. segment. If JJ is not the guy, I think, and I personally don't believe that question's going to be answered in 2025. I think whether it's good, it's bad, it's ugly over these final five, he's still going to be on our roster. He's still going to be competing for a starting role next season. But at some point, a decision would have to be made. If he's not the guy, it's a combination for me of at some point you're going to have a veteran, probably sooner than later, that competes for that job. And then you're going to have to go back to the well. You will have to draft high and take another swing. And that's something this franchise hasn't done enough of over the last 20 years, really, is when they have an opportunity and a guy's there, let's grab that guy that maybe can start in 2 or 3 years. We've been chasing our tails for 2 decades at this position. And so I just don't think that this is a thing that's going to be solved over the final five. It's not a clear enough answer for you. I apologize for that. But whether or not he balls out, he goes free balling, or he fails miserably, he's going to be here in 2026 competing for the QB1 spot.
Viks Bites provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed, grass-fed
Puffy. What's your name? Where are you from?
Troy from Shakopee.
Hello, Troy. What's your question?
Question for Nordo, being a lifelong Mankato person.
Okay.
What would it be like to have your friend Paul Allen call a Super Bowl win for the Vikings?
Oh, are you kidding me? I mean,
wow,
just as a townie, I mean, going up Stadium Hill and sticking my, at one point I used to be skinny, and I'd stick my hand through the chain link fence, and I'm dapping up Chris Dolman and Johnny Randall and Randall McDaniel, getting to see Moss making one-handed catches in Cato during training camp. It means that this team is really, and I want the Wolves to win titles. I want the Twins to figure out how to be a real franchise. I want the Wild to hoist a cup. This is a team, frankly, that I am still emotionally compelled by. It would mean a ton. I mean, my kids and my family, that's real world stuff from a sports standpoint. Seeing a Lombardi raised for the purple and gold. I can't even articulate or fathom what that would look like at this point. It'd be too amazing.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Dylan from Bloomington.
Give it to us.
What do you think we should do in the offseason when it comes to re-signing players with expired contracts? I know we have a lot, and we have a cap space as well.
You guys got that? Players with expired contracts? Yeah. What do you think?
That's pretty good. I mean, there are a lot of players that fit this kind of conversation. One of them will be Jalen Naylor. And Jalen Naylor is going to be a free agent after his rookie contract. I've expected that he's had a great year. With the cost that Jordan Addison is probably going to require, it's hard to expect that Jalen Naylor would be back. But I personally, this is just my opinion, I would consider moving Jordan Addison and re-signing Jalen Naylor. That's something that I would consider. That'd be my own opinion. I know that's really bold, that's really hot, but that's where I am with that. And then to that question, I mean, there are a lot of guys. TJ Hawkinson and his contract, Javon Hargrave and his contract, Ryan Kelly and his contract, Aaron Jones and his contract. This is going to be a very busy offseason with a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of cap massaging to sort through, and we will get to all those conversations at some point down the line. And
via the
9 to noon,
podcast.
The Alec Lewis Show, but 9 to noon we'll probably be spending an hour every single day on what might be possible with these guys. So it's a good question, and we'll talk a lot about it at some point.
Friday Football Feast, listen closely. Hey, how you doing? All you got to do is say hi.
Hi.
Is it a yes or a no?
I have no idea.
Okay, thank you. We're still in the lurch, Alec. Questions? You got a question back here?
What was that?
What's your name? No? Say it again. What's your name? Hey! It's Brandon's 40th birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a witness and a raucous round of applause? Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday,
Brandon. All right, we got time for one or two more. I saw a night. What's your name? Where are you from?
Cody, and I'm from Forest Lake.
Love your hat. What's your question?
Do you think J.J. McCarthy is a NFL Cowboys starting quarterback? If not, who do you think we should get in the offseason?
Let's keep it to the first part. Is J.J. McCarthy at the end of the equation a National Football League caliber starting quarterback? And the only thing I'll add is something we went through 9 to noon yesterday with Ben Lieber, who played with Drew Brees. And this is in no way saying J.J. McCarthy is going to be Drew Brees.
What if he does?
But, it took Drew Brees until his 4th year to not have more interceptions than touchdowns, not throw 56, 57%. This thing is hard and it takes time. So that's the only context I can add. What can you guys add?
The very quick, I just want to reiterate something Nordo said because I believe it very strongly too. Like, if you're making a declaration on J.J. McCarthy through 6 games as a starter, that to me is foolish. Like, it takes a long time and a lot of development to assess where a guy is. And even as we get through these 5 games, if J.J. McCarthy can stay healthy through these 5 games, which is a question unto itself,
please,
I don't believe at that point through 11 games you'd have a full evaluation of what he can be, will be. But to answer the question, to this point, the production is nowhere close to what you need from a starting quarterback in the NFL. It doesn't say anything about what it's going to be, and that's why each week it's going to be interesting to evaluate where he is.
Yeah, and just simply enough, he's not an NFL caliber quarterback yet.
No.
But that doesn't mean he can't be.
Right.
And you're going on trial next segment for a preposterous idea that you had during your podcast.
I'm
excited
for this trial thing. I don't know.
Last one. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, Carol from Mankato.
Hello, Carol. What do you have on your mind?
Let's go,
I
Cato.
just want to send greetings to Adam Thielen and say thank you for your time, service, and professionalism in Minnesota.
If you didn't hear it, we had an ode to Adam Thielen for his time, his professionalism, and performance he gave to Minnesota Vikings fans for many, many years. Round of applause for AT19.
That's Southern Minnesota sensibilities right there. I appreciate that.
Heartwarming.
Vikes Bites provided by
Thousand Hills, lifetime grazed, grass-fed.
Give me your best 10 seconds. We're going to go back and forth here on these.
Okay.
Alec first, 10 seconds. Is Christian Darrisaw the most important player on the team?
I'll say Justin Jefferson's the most important player on the team, but Christian's probably number 2.
Nordo, who would you rather have and why? The kicker Will Reichard or Dallas, Mr. Automatic, Brandon Aubrey, 27 of 29 this year with a 65 long.
Well,
don't you dare.
Our guy's been just as statistically good. I mean,
special.
I'm not a Roll Tide guy, but I would pick Reichard absolutely every day of the week over Mr. Aubrey.
And lastly, for Alec Lewis, 30 seconds on this.
30?
For those who have read it and don't completely understand it, what does all of the, with J.J. McCarthy, all of the let it loose, free ball in, we're mechanics to the side until the offseason, like what does all of that mean?
Yeah, I think it's just like enough of putting clutter in this guy's head and just let him go out and do the thing that he's done since he was a kid and rip it. Like JJ said this yesterday, and it's something that, I know has been talked about on the afternoon shows a lot, but you can't change your swing on Friday of the Masters. Like, you enter the tournament and you're in the tournament, you got to play with what you've got. Does that mean it's going to be perfect on Sunday? I don't think it's going to mean that. But does that, removing the clutter from his mind allow him to play free and allow his
conclusion in December, by the way?
Right. It's definitely an interesting one. But if he's inaccurate, then you can understand that they were trying to do what they could to get him to be accurate. We'll see. Look, do I expect this new shift in ideology to now make J.J. McCarthy look like Tom Brady? No, I do not. Does it allow him to play with reaction, instinctive? Hopefully. Hopefully. We'll see.
Free balling.
Those are Vikes Bites. This is 9 to noon, and we're back after this at Buffalo Wild Wings Savage. Thanks, everybody, for being so kind. Wolves got the money last night against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Wild had the audacity to lose a hockey game.
Ridiculous.
They lose to the Calgary Flames 4-1, and both those teams will be back in action relatively soon. That's how the NBA and the NHL work. Vikings and Commanders Sunday at noon, KFAN. Last night, the Detroit Lions beat the Dallas Cowboys at Ford Field. Alec, what'd you think of that Lions victory last night?
Yeah, the Lions, it was a good night for the Lions. I didn't think their defense was spectacular, but offensively, they really had it going. I was surprised Amon-Ra played. Don't think he even practiced during the week. And then had a huge catch to ice it. Jahmyr Gibbs does what he does. Thought David Montgomery looked really fresh and really good. And the offensive line held up enough. So it was a good win for the Lions at home. They really needed that win. I think they're 8-5 now.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense, it sounds like Brian Branch might have an Achilles injury. Terrion Arnold's done for the season.
Oh, wow.
They still haven't gotten Kirby Joseph back.
They haven't gotten Kirby Joseph back. DJ Reed had a nice pick, but that defense is just gettable, and their offensive line on the interior is not what it's been. And I also don't think to not have Ben Johnson from a brain perspective, orchestrating the offensive operation, it's just not the same team to me.
Help me with this, because I didn't watch the game. Why is George Pickens getting slaughtered on social media? Were there obvious things he did last night?
Just not a ton of. I mean, Nordo, if you watched it, you saw probably too. It just didn't look like
there were 2 or 3 in particular that were glaring, as if he was absolutely going through the motions the way that maybe you would have laughed 20 years ago about Moss on an obvious run play where the ball is snapped and he just kind of chills out.
For a red hot team that just beat the Chiefs and came back and beat the Eagles.
And
What's this guy's problem?
The other thing is CeeDee Lamb goes out of the game with the concussion.
Yep.
It's George Pickens' opportunity at that point to stamp. I am the number one guy. I am the focal point. You can't double team me. And it felt like, whereas Justin Jefferson with a lot of these double teams uses that kind of as fuel and knows how to, it felt like that kind of forced George Pickens just out of the game and shut him down. And it was kind of an interesting reflection for me of Justin Jefferson and how he navigates that stuff is worth complimenting, because you see other guys just it totally remove them from seemingly the mental frame of the game.
Nordo, you first on this big NFC North collision this weekend. Chicago at Green Bay. Packers favored by 6. Who do you like and why?
Yeah, I just fraudulent maybe might be too heavy. There's a lot of fraud in the air these days locally, but we're talking about the Chicago Bears for a moment. And atop the NFC as they are, I just don't think I don't think they stay there. And the Packers impressed me. If they didn't have the injuries, I'd still be talking about Detroit as the team of the North. I think the Packers are going to steamroll the Bears in some regard. And a big part of that is what you're seeing specifically defensively, what they're able to get out of that front and hide and mask some of the deficiencies in terms of takeaways on the back end defensively. But offensively, I just have to give them credit for finding their way through injuries and all of that along the way. I think the Packers roll.
Yeah, it's a fascinating game. When Ben Johnson took the job, he said he loved beating Matt LaFleur twice a year in Detroit. Kind of a weird little shot at Matt LaFleur. So there will definitely be some extra juice in this game. I feel like Jordan Love is playing phenomenally right now. Christian Watson with that offense has really kind of opened it up a little bit. And then the Bears' run game is beautiful to watch. I mean, what their front is doing, the motion, the scheme. Like Caleb Williams, I don't feel like has played incredible, but that run game has hoisted that team offensively on its shoulders. And it's not a surprise. You hear about from players inside that locker room. They talk about how Ben Johnson leads the run installs, how he has passion as he's installing the run game, how he makes it fun as he's installing the run game. And so I kind of would expect a pretty close game. But I'll take the Packers as well. I'm with you.
And lastly, you are the elite college football mind in this covenant.
Such a good weekend.
Indy and Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 4. Not asking you for a wagering bent on this, but how do you, or you can offer one if you want, but how do you see the game and why?
Yeah, if this game is close, if Indiana can keep it close, to me, it will only further the amount of respect and appreciation that you have for Cignetti and Mendoza and that entire team. But Ohio State, the talent that they have is absurd. Yeah. The defense has potentially, I don't know, 3 first-round picks. The offense has multiple first-round picks.
They kind of look like Georgia prospect-wise. Yeah. Remember Georgia with like historical numbers of people drafted over that 2-3 year stretch? That's kind of Ohio State right now.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Downs, the safety, is an unbelievable player. Arvell Reese, the edge rusher, is incredible. Julian Sayin, their young quarterback, is one of the best college football, most refined, precise, accurate college football quarterbacks that I've seen in a long time. So I would not be surprised if Ohio State wins by double digits.
Yeah. All right. Oh, go ahead.
Well, it's crazy in that matchup because as a Gophers fan, I'm watching a team that was non-competitive on the road and specifically non-competitive against some big-timers. But, Indiana rolling the teams that they're supposed to and even staying as close and finding ways to win the others. That is the only thing that keeps me from thinking, wow, this is a double digit. This is so obvious in the Buckeyes. I do think they win. But Cignetti, just most impressive thing, and maybe in college football right now, the 2-year stretch that we've seen from the Hoosiers.
And I will say, big game for the quarterback at Indiana as he's trying to establish that he is a top 5 pick. Fernando Mendoza, against Matt Patricia's defense, that's a huge game for him.
All right, you say amazing weekend in college football. You know 1,000 times more about it than me. Third-ranked Georgia, 10th Alabama. That's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. What do you think of that one?
I mean, look, I'm an Alabama.
Outside of that, what's huge?
It's just
BYU, Texas Tech.
What's the BYU Texas Tech is a great game.
It's 5-11, right?
Texas Tech is a really talented team. Tonight you've got North Texas against Tulane. Eric Morris's North Texas squad with Drew Mastamaker at quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going green wave on that one.
We could go real deep here from the college football perspective, but
I don't want to.
Georgia, Alabama. I mean, I don't really get tired of it, but a lot of people understandably do.
What's the name of that rivalry? Does it have a name?
No, it's just
the cocktail party bid is Georgia, Florida.
It's cocktail parties, Georgia, Florida, Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn. Yeah. But I call the Georgia, Alabama the excellence matchup. It's just 2 really good, really well coached teams.
Isn't it basic? How many times has this happened for the SEC title?
A lot of times. Yeah. And all of the other
like an annual thing. You just chalk it up on the calendar.
Yeah, all the other SEC fans are really tired of it, and I don't blame them.
All right, that's what's happening this weekend, along with Minnesota Vikings football. Coming up next, a member of this panel is going to be put on trial in what we call Covenant Court. That begins the final hour from Buffalo Wild Wings Savage on KFAN.